Hey guys, David here at the training center. I'm going to go over an armbar entry and a few chokes from side control. So I got Sky here in side control, okay? And I'm gonna look to set up a basic armbar. So I just call it the step over armbar. So first I'm gonna look to get a shoulder grip here. And then I've got the cross face here. Now I wanna bait him to get to his side. So I wanna make him think he can start to hip out so he can get to his side here, which is gonna help me pull this shoulder up, okay? So I create some space with my hips. Maybe he's thinking about shrimping, getting to his side. As soon as I feel that I'm pulling up on this shoulder, okay, I can even double up here, right? Now, if he's not blocking my hip here, right, I can just simply step over, right, as I keep a strong bite here on his arm, okay? Now, if I'm a little less athletic, I can post my hand here, okay? And I want to stay on the ball of my foot so I can pivot, okay? It's important we don't go down to our knee here and get stuck, all right? It's a bad habit. So I can either post my hands or I can simply hold on here. I get on the ball of my foot, rotate, and then I'm going to sit back. Now, sometimes my foot will get wedged on the inside, which isn't that big of a deal. If it's stuck and I can't get it out, that's fine. We can still finish the arm bar. I'm just going to look to grab this key lock grip here. If I can finish it like so, I'm going to break this grip as I secure the wrist, sit back, pinching my knees, and keeping this arm extended as I take it over my hip and then bridge my hips. We're here. I give Sky some space, get him to frame and shrimp. Okay, I stay up tight on this arm here as I step over, pivot, securing the arm, and looking to create my grip so I can break it and then finish with the arm bar here. Let's say I get the same reaction out of Sky, right? But he blocks this leg from stepping over, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look to keep my hips close so he doesn't bring his knees inside. Okay, so I keep my hips close here, right? And now I'm just going to grab his neck. So I grab his neck, I have his shoulder, all right? And I can threaten here, okay? As soon as I start to threaten here, he's going to either defend or try to bring this arm around, okay? So I bring his arm around, and I'm going to push the arm out as I bring my arm in front of his so I can capture the head and arm, okay? Once I capture the head and arm, I'm simply just gonna gable grip, pull him in as I look to take him to his back. And then I wanna get my knee on his belly here as I start to transition across, keeping a strong base into mount. Now to finish this, I need to get all the way to the other side. You know, I can possibly finish from here, right? It's not impossible. So we can work to finish here if we want, but I'm gonna look to get to all the way to the other side. So I'm gonna windshield wiper this leg through so it doesn't get caught, and then bring in this knee to the other side. I like to connect hip to hip here and stay connected to his body, keeping everything tight with my head tight to his arm. And then I'm gonna look to get my finishing touches here as I cinch this through, and then I can get my figure 4 as I bring my hand to my head. I'm gonna squeeze as I sprawl up my hip until I get the tap. Okay, I get Sky to frame in, okay? I grab the neck. Maybe he starts to get this frame in up and over, right? So if this is the case, I can post with my C grip here as I push this across, capture it with my head, and then bring this in front of his face. Once I get my arm in front of his face, capture the head and arm, take him to his back, look to go knee on belly, keeping my base wide, so you could just bring out your elbow so he doesn't, if he's a really big, strong guy, he'll probably take you over. So I want to keep a solid base here. As I look to progress my way over to the other side, so I'm going to windshield wiper, my leg over, hip to hip, rib to rib. Look to get my finishing touches here, lock it into place, and then I'm just going to sprawl out, squeeze to get the tap. What if we're pressuring in so much with the crossface, he wants to turn that way, right? So we bring our knees in underneath his head, okay? I want to look to get this arm out here so I can, let's say he tries to create a frame here, right? I can post on the elbow, pin the wrist, okay? Now I want to go with my hand underneath his head, under his armpit, kind of like a half Nelson. I make a fist into the ground. So I wedge his upper body, his shoulders here, all right? Once I get here, I'm gonna look to windshield wiper my foot in as I bring this foot over his arm there, okay? Now I can start to go to this S-mount position, okay? So I sit to my hip. All right, now I've got everything locked in place pretty neatly here, okay? Grab my shin. As I sit down to my hip, I can control this wrist so he doesn't straighten it, all right? Lock up the triangle and hide my foot behind his back. If not, he's just gonna grab it and fight his way out, okay? So we lock it up, hide it behind his back. Now here, I'm just gonna look to pull the elbow as I squeeze and finish. I also got my arm bar from here as well. I'm pressuring deeply with this crossface. He decides to bridge and escape that way, so I follow him with my knee. I avoid this frame by posting on his elbow and or transitioning to the wrist grip to pin it as I drive my fist in to the mat in front of his armpit, okay? Now I'm gonna look to capture this arm here as I go S-mount variation here, sitting to my hip, grabbing my shin. As I sit back, controlling the wrist, getting my calf underneath his chin here, locking up the triangle, hiding the foot, and then we can finish and or armbar. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're ever in the San Diego area, make sure to come in and train.